I will fight to the end until I win. Nothing will stand in my way. I will never fail. I say no one can take my faith away. 'Cause I am born to conquer. I'm born to conquer. I'm born to conquer. Hey, hey, born to conquer. I'm born to conquer. I'm born to conquer.
Hola.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, day number what of the lockdown again?
Not even counting.
I'm confused.
It sounds like those prisoners who are counting days.
I'm gonna use
Scratching
those
the walls.
lines and you know those lines and then scratch them out
Yeah.
for every 5 days. Anyway, welcome back. We are here live with our hangout, improvised hangout. Hopefully soon we'll be back with you guys, or you guys will be back with us, or we with you. I don't know, one of the two. We've got another topic to cover today, but before Pastor Mike brings up this topic, I've got a very short riddle. I don't know if he can put up the first riddle.
There we go.
And once you post the riddle, well, once you have the answer, I want you to type it in the comment section, and also type your branch as well as your tribe. You know, there are 12 tribes in the YPG. We want to know which one, they can hold it down with a young riddle. So the first riddle is there. Pastor Mac or Pastor Mike, can you read it for us?
Go ahead. Okay. It says, a murderer is condemned to death. He has to choose between 3 rooms. The first is full of raging fires. The second, assassins with loaded guns. And the third, lions who haven't eaten in years. Which room is the safest?
Do you know the answer? Yeah. Which room is the safest? So we've got the first, a room full of raging fires. The second, assassins with loaded guns. And the third, lions who haven't eaten in years. What's going on here? So drop us your comment and tell us what's up, what's going on.
I think it's the guys with the guns.
The guys with the guns. They don't know, by the way. I didn't show them deliberately because I
I'll be
wanted them
honest, I
to be
don't know.
guessing
Yeah,
here.
I
That's why I did not
Do
tell
you-
them.
No, it's my first time seeing that.
Yeah. No, I'm being honest.
So comments. Let's go. Comments. Type it there. YPG RSA for those of you who are online, those of you who are on the YouTube as well. We don't have the WhatsApp here right now, but send it through. Let's go. What you got? Yeah, when I first read it, I didn't know which one to pick. All three are scary. So send it through. Hashtag your tribe, hashtag your branch. Where you at?
I have a question. When you read it, the riddle, did you get it right at first? Or you took that time guessing, okay, and then
Yeah.
I didn't really. I just went quick to the answer. I'll be honest.
you did not even try to think like, no, I guess it's this, I think it's that.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not very good with riddles.
Neither me.
I'm really not the best with riddles. So I skipped right through to the answer. I find them interesting.
Yeah.
So I skipped right through to the answer. But you guys are not going to be able to because the answer is not going to come up yet.
Okay. I have another one, but that they don't need your comments. That's just for the two of you. Let's go. While they're checking read it again, please. Bring back the picture there. The riddle of Pastor John. Yes. Read
A
again.
murderer is condemned to death. He has to choose between 3 rooms. The first is full of raging fires. The second, assassins with loaded guns, and the third, lions who haven't eaten in years. Which room is the safest? Hmm. Which room, if you had to be in the shoes of that condemned person, which room do you think would be the safest?
A,
I see people here already
B,
giving
C.
the answers. I see here from, what's her name? Bumi. She says the lion's room because they are dead from hunger.
Mhm.
She could.
Okay.
I see one here saying the second room. That's Ntokoza.
Why the second?
I'm not sure why, but Onge, as you says, the third room from
He
George.
believes in conversion like me.
Okay.
So then the guys with the
The
guns.
guys with the
okay,
guns, they
carry on,
converted
carry
at that
on.
moment.
You
Okay.
know, you get my point?
And then Zikona says the safest room is the second one.
Okay.
Cecilia says the lions that have not eaten for years.
Mm-hmm.
People are here.
By the way, tell us why. Why? Like,
I would like to
we
know
want to know why.
I have an anonymous here saying, oh, it's obvious. He says the third room.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Why?
Why?
Why, anonymous? Why do you say the third room?
I have one for the two of you.
For the
Yes.
two of us. Okay.
I was just asking him. No, you guys carry on with the comments there, all right? But just to keep it going. I have one. The biggest it is, less you can see. What is it?
The bigger it is, the less I can see.
Carry on with the comments there, because soon PJ is going to reveal to us the right answer. I'm still on B. That is the the conversion of the guys with the guns. But the biggest it is, less you can see. What is that? Just asking them because I'm gonna talk about this quickly. But
blindness. The bigger your blindness, the less you can see.
Yeah, that's a good answer, man.
no. Okay, no. Let's talk about physically speaking. You could actually see, but the bigger it is, less you can see. Yeah, just to cause more confusion here in the mind and cause more doubts
Well, I
and
think
more.
the higher one goes, the less you can see.
No, the bigger it is,
The bigger
less
the
you
height.
the bigger it is, less you can see. What's this?
Whew. I have no idea.
Me too.
Like I said, I suck with riddles.
Yeah, okay. So darkness. The bigger is the darkness, less you can see. Physically speaking, if we would say the darker is a room, a place, less you can see. Spiritually speaking, is the same thing. The darkness, the bigger it is in your life, less you can see. And we have a lot of young people that they're getting lost, but inside of their house. And that has to do with what I'm saying here. The bigger it is, and talk about the darkness, now I'm bringing it into a spiritual aspect, spiritual matter, that the bigger it is, less you can see. You know, before the lockdown, our greatest concern was, well, young people are getting lost out there. But now, checking what is happening today through the media, if you check young people, because they are there on media, you're going to find out that many of them, they are actually getting lost now inside of their own house. And that has to do with what they are connected on daily basis. Obviously, those of you who are connected with what's positive, what is good, you are part of groups on WhatsApp, on Facebook, group of friends, whatever you are, you're connected to good things, to what's positive, connect to the word of God, you're being obedient. I'm sure you're not getting lost. But there are a lot of young people inside of the house getting lost because now they are busy with their phones, dipping themselves in pornography, dipping themselves with negative groups. We have been talking about this over and over, that you should exit groups that are highly negative, talking about only negative things. Don't know how to put that.
Yeah, makes sense.
Do you get my point? So I don't know what is your situation, but my point is, like I said, the bigger is the darkness, less you can see. And maybe that's your case. You're like one who is getting lost inside of your own house. You have lost, as for those of you who perhaps are part of the YPG, attend church, you have lost the first love. You're getting lost. you are, maybe you're not a church goer, one who attends church, you're from outside. But these days, inside of your own house, due to what you are being connected with, you're getting lost. And that's why we motivate young people to be connected to this radio program, or we are now live on Facebook, for them to be, to feed their mind with good things.
Yeah.
Today, the YPG Hangout will be the science. Hope I'm pronouncing it right, correct, and wrong.
Yes.
Science. I was talking to a young man today earlier. A young man. Vinicius. I was talking to him today. He has a powerful testimony about depression. He was very depressed. And we were discussing about the signs of one who is depressed. He likes to isolate himself. He likes to be away from. There are a lot of signs. We also have, like last week, different groups that show different signs. So in a few minutes, we're going to be talking about the signs, the different groups. We're going to be helping you. But let's bring back the question.
Yes.
I want to see the comments there. Bring back the question there. I'm also curious to know what's this riddle that Pastor John brought to us today here to all of you, that I'm quite, though I don't know the answer, but I'm sure that there is a point. There is something that you'll be helping all of you who's watching us. So bring back the picture with the question just to refresh here, or to those who are connecting now, for them to know what's going on. So they should.
Tabisho says, Pretoria Main Church, Tribe of Benjamin, the third room, as the lions are dead, having not eaten in years. Okay, valid point. We've got Lucia. She says, lions who haven't eaten in years because they have no teeth. Okay. Another one.
Thank you for the explanation.
Because the lions are probably dead from hunger. YPG North. Room 3, because the lions would already have died of starvation, like literally died. YPG Park Station, Isaka. I go with the lions since they haven't eaten for years. They won't have that much strength to kill or even eat the murderer.
Really?
Nzuzo says the second one. Why the second one? YPG Durban Naftali. She's got the dancing emoji there. Watching from Durban. Hashtag Ephraim. Watching from Durban. Hashtag best. Pastor Vladimir is watching there with his original flames there. We know Pastor Vladimir for those flames. Watching from Welcome, hashtag YPG Welcome. Then we've got Pinky Dichaba from Botswana. Dumela. Hashtag YPG Finetown Benjamin. Logically, Duduzile says, logically, third room is safer. Lions are dead. Interesting riddle. My answer is all of the rooms. The murder is already condemned to death. So he's already dead. So that makes all the rooms safe. Well, that's interesting. Like nobody thought of that one today. None of the rooms are safe because she's condemned to death. That's Miss Precious. Watching from Johannesburg, Ephraim. Let me see. Someone, David Selemogo, says the safe room would be the first room because fire destroys everything. Surely now is only ashes. Hashtag Kagiso. This is the first person that says the first room. Most people are saying the third. They'd rather face the lions. The lions are definitely dead because of hunger, so it might be the safest room. I think that's about it. Lumka says, I'll choose the second room, Pastor, because with the guns and assassins, I won't be tormented. I'll just die immediately, unlike being eaten by the lions. Fast death there. Temba says, I'm watching with big faith from Vlakfontein with my cousins, YPG Park Station.
Pastor Jonathan, I see all these answers, but people are not giving us
why.
Why? You're not telling us. For example, I see here Lebuhang say third room, but no explanation. I see here Temba. Okay, maybe Temba can give us. It says third room because the lions would be probably dead or weak to kill the murderer.
Are you ready for the answer?
Please do.
I've got another one, by the way. That's not the first one. I just want to keep the suspense today. So this is the first one.
So we have a second one.
So you said which room?
I said second.
Second room.
Because it's the second.
The guns. The guys will convert?
Yeah, they'll get converted. I have faith.
Okay.
We've heard about this before, huh?
Okay.
Okay.
Pastor Mac?
Well, I will go with what one of the comments said. Room 1.
Because of the fire.
Yeah.
Okay. Can we reveal the answer? can we reveal the answer to the first riddle? The third one, the poor lions died of starvation. Pastor, they haven't eaten in years.
No, I got that.
Yeah, so someone there was right.
Those gunmen,
I didn't pay attention for. I didn't, I wasn't actually paying attention.
those
for that.
gunmen probably ate a lot before they went in there, so they're 100% alive.
Yeah.
The fire is fire.
Fire.
Fire's not going to say, no, I'm going to take it easy on you. I'm going to be nice with you. But the lions, read between the lines.
What about the guy with the guns?
Oh, but wait a minute. Wait, I have to just go with what Mtaung is saying here. He says the first room for the room will be burned down, so he might be set free.
They said what?
The first room.
Why?
The answer I gave. Look at what he says here. He says first room.
Now we go to the probabilities.
Yeah. For the room will burn down, so he might be set free.
He's going to be burned down with the room. Have you not read the story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego? Only the hand of God set them free. And then Pastor Michael says the guys would convert.
Yeah.
But maybe there's that one,
Yeah.
there's that one. There are 10 of them, but there's that one who said, I. Or maybe it's the other way around, like the lepers, 9 came back to thank the Lord Jesus, but or 1 came back. The other 9 were like, okay, thanks for the healing,
Yeah. But the answer is correct.
Yeah,
100%.
that's basically it. Read between the lines.
Yeah.
There's another riddle coming soon, Pastor Mike.
Before we go to the second one, Mr. PG, I want to show you a video. It's a very interesting video. Few seconds, just few seconds. I believe Vin has it ready. It's the one of the ants. I want you to play. Have a look on this video. You go ahead. Play it. Just pay very close attention to what's happening there. The ant. Yeah, that's it. You see, just a line that one draws with a common pen. It's not a magic pen. It's not just a pen. But look what happens. Interesting that the ant doesn't go over the line. It doesn't cross the line. Yeah, that's enough. Bring it back, please. That is enough. You see that the ant doesn't cross the line. I think there is a picture as well that I show here, just to conclude that, the one of the horse. Yeah, just to conclude the matter, the message. Put the one of the horse there. Yeah, that's it. I wonder why the horse does not just walk away, because it's not actually bound by, how can I say, anything strong enough to hold the horse, but it's bound by just a simple chair that the horse can walk away. Well, bring it back. So the point here is, you see that the ant, just a plain simple paper. It's no magic pen that drones, but yet the ant does not cross the line. There are a lot of young people, unfortunately, I'm not comparing anybody with an ant or a horse, not at all. But I'm just, making you to think that there are a lot of young people that they are like this. My point here is, there were no obstacles. The chair is not enough to hold the horse. The lines that are drawn there on the paper, it shows that there are no obstacles that to impede the ant to cross the line, and yet the ant does not cross the line. But obviously that has to do, I'm talking about young people, that the problem is not outside. They keep blaming the outside. They keep blaming, it's my parents, it's my friends, it's my social media. They always find reasons to blame the outside. And my point here is, the problem is not outside, the problem is inside. Obviously, we are much aware that, I'm not saying that the ant could think, I'm not saying that the horse should think, but my point is, the point I want to highlight here of the message is, there are no obstacles. There are no obstacles. There were no obstacles there for the ant to cross the line. There are no reasons why the horse could just walk away, nothing strong enough to hold. The ant could just cross the line. The point is, there are a lot of young people, they are like that ant. I'm not comparing anybody. I don't know if you get my point. Put back that video of the ant again, please. I'm sorry to insist on that, but this is happening a lot, especially now in the lockdown. Since now we are going to talk about the signs of depression, suicide, low self. There are plenty of signs, and this is what's happening with young people. That's how the devil is controlling them with bad thoughts, with a lot of thoughts. That's what the devil. That's how the devil works, putting a lot of thoughts in their mind. He draws a line around them to limit them. So one does not cross the line, like that end does not cross the line, due to the thoughts that are inside of them. Please bring back to me here. Maybe that's you who's watching us. You feel like you're in a box. You feel limited. You feel useless. You feel like you can't go in further. You can't achieve. We are teaching young people in this lockdown that they should do things that are productive. They should develop new skills. They should spend time well. They should get to know their family. In short, we have been giving a lot of tips, a lot of ideas, but yet you're getting depressed. Your situation is getting worse. Your void, you are empty, you are in need of help. But my point here is the devil is controlling a lot of young people. The devil is playing with them. The devil is doing like the video there with a lot of young people. Like he draws that line with the pen and one he cannot cross over. So that's why we are here today, to help you, to open your mind, to show you that there is a way out. Regardless of your situation. We're going to talk about few signs, a few minutes. And Pastor John is going to bring the second riddle here. And obviously, at the end of the program, we are going to bring the point of all that we are doing here, the reasons why. But one thing that I need you to understand is we want to help you. And for you to find help, you need to acknowledge that you need help. So maybe you are like this ant, the devil is playing with you, and I'm here to tell you, get rid of bad thoughts. The devil simply draws a line around you and you're being like that ant. There are no obstacles, but yet you feel limitless. You feel like you can't cross the line. And that has to do with your way of thinking of what is in your mind. Get rid of bad thoughts.
A person can never reach where his mind does not reach. Whatever is being created, for example, the chair, the wheel, everything which was once invented, it was imagined first. It began in the mind before it was actually practiced. The Wright brothers, who invented the airplane, they had the vision in their mind, which they could reach the skies, that they could invent something which could lead humans to reach the sky. When they built the space shuttle, somebody believed that they could go out of our atmosphere into space because their mind was already there. Their mind had already reached that level. There are several people today who have already limited themselves, not even by getting to that place or failing an interview or failing at school. They fail even before they even start something. Before they even take that first step, they've already failed. In their mind, there's that saying, I can't do it. It's not for me. I wasn't meant for this. Or the first negative answer that comes towards them, the first negative impact against them, they tell themselves that I'm not made for this. I always say to young people, if you take, for example, the best footballers in the moment, currently it's arguably Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. Who do you prefer, Pastor
I'm
Mac?
biased.
You're
Ronaldo.
biased. Cristiano. And you,
Yeah,
Pastor?
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Cristiano. Okay, I go for Messi. So let's
Yeah,
get.
he's good, but
No, he's not good. He's the best.
But
Nah,
like
there's a but.
He's the best.
There's a but.
He's number one. 6 Ballon d'Ors.
Move on.
They say numbers don't lie. So, so, um, I believe that there is somewhere in the world someone who's more talented than them. But the problem is he doesn't believe that he can be better than them. Probably in South Africa, there's a guy who could do a lot more than Messi and Cristiano put together. And all the others, your Neymars and whoever, all put together. But the problem is that this guy might not believe that he can reach that level. He tells himself, who am I? I'm nobody. There are no opportunities. Look at our league in South Africa. Look where I'm from. Look, I don't have money to buy boots. So he's already failed. His first failure is not that he lacks skills. It's not that he does not have someone to sponsor him or to help him. His first failure is in the mind. And when a young person fails in the mind, they end up like that ant, like that donkey or horse, whatever it is.
You're actually speaking now about the signs of the first group today, fear. you just mentioned few signs of those who have fear inside of them. You know, I'm going to say something now that is good about fear.
Yeah.
Just one thing that I realized this week. You know, I have fear of height, and I'm afraid of water as well. I'm confessing here that
It's
I'm
confession.
afraid.
Wait,
Uh-huh.
Pastor,
No,
you're
I
afraid of
can't-
water?
I can't actually swim.
Really?
I can't
Wait,
actually.
but hold on.
I'm that type of guy who
wait,
pretends.
wait. I
You,
have
you
to
take
say
me
this.
to the
Wait,
sea.
Go,
wait,
Pastor
wait,
Mac.
I
Bring
have
it,
to say
Pastor
this.
Mac.
take me
Bring
to
it.
the
No,
sea.
wait. Let us bring some humor into this. I always believed that white people could swim. So you know, white.
You're mistaken. I don't know how to swim. Obviously, the fear I have has to do
Yeah.
with the skills that I haven't developed. It's not that I can't. Not that I actually wasn't interested. I mean, I didn't develop yet the skills
Yeah.
of swim. But I'm sure that one day, if I get interest, I can do it. You can. Well, we can.
Yeah.
So I'm just mentioning here that the fear has to do with the lack of skills that I have of swim. Of height. I mean, height, like bridges and whatever. I'm afraid of.
Yo, I love heights.
Me too, eh?
I feel
heights.
like I could, like, it's a dream if I could get on that plane, skydive.
It's a dream.
Yo,
Wow.
to skydive.
Okay,
So you wouldn't join me.
So
I
here-
invite Pastor Mike and Pastor Michael. Let's go to skydive after the fast day, after the lockdown. We go skydive.
let me show you now the positive side of this fear, because my friends here actually they're mocking at me like, you can't swim. I'm gonna take you.
Yeah,
to
because
a-"
usually it's one of the two. Some
Yeah.
say I don't like water, others say no, I don't like heights.
Yeah.
But now you're afraid of
I'm
both.
both. I'm both. And the good point of reason why I'm revealing that has a good reason is that I'm like one who preserves my life.
Uh-huh.
I can easily preserve my life because the one who is not afraid of height, he can easily put his life at risk, sir. And the one who is not afraid of water and he can go into the sea and I know how to swim. Okay, he knows how to swim,
Yeah.
but he's putting his life
At risk.
at risk. I know how to fly, sir. Okay, you know, I mean,
I have a comment here. Look
Go
at
ahead,
what
go
this
ahead.
proverb says. The person says, fear, false evidence appearing real.
yes.
The next one says, fear shows us that we can't reach what we want to reach. And the devil knows once we fear, we can't do anything.
Yeah. So here's my point. Let me clarify it again. We have the first group, fear, and you
Yes.
just spoke about few signs
Mhm.
of fear. I'm not saying that fear is something positive. I was talking about the two fears that I have, which has a positive side, because that leads me to preserve my life, if you know what I mean. Because one who is not afraid of water, he can easily
Drown.
drown. One who is not afraid of height, he can easily put his life at risk. So due to this, there is a positive side. I mean, I can easily preserve my life. But let's bring back the signs of one who is afraid, that he's always afraid of taking decisions. So he can't actually take any step forward. The fear leads one to be a prisoner. Like he's, how can I say, he's bound?
Yes, he's bound.
Bound.
He's
He
stuck.
stuck. That's the word.
Could I make a challenge here with our Facebook friends?
Please,
Could
please,
I?
go on.
I would like to challenge all of you who's watching us right now. I want to see something. The first 5 that comment, we will take your first comments, right? I want you to write down a lyrics, actually the chorus of your favorite song.
Mm.
The first 5.
Any song?
Well,
No, I'm just saying we have people from the church that are not from the church.
I can't say church because there are people watching. Any song, your favorite song, just write me the chorus, the first 5. Let's keep that on.
Well,
our
this is going to
Facebook.
be interesting.
I want you to write down the first.
Don't forget, in a few minutes we have the second riddle.
Yes,
The second riddle.
I want to show you what fear
Got a
does.
lot of stuff for today.
I want to show what fear does. We are actually watching here live. I want to see who the first 5. Actually, let's make it the first 3, just time wise.
Okay.
Okay.
I've
And
got a long comment here of
Yeah.
Andronica.
Really?
She's talking about
It's a book.
the riddle. My
Okay.
answer is actually room 2. Think about it. In room 1, you'll die. Flames, dehydration. It's a very long comment. But according to her, she chooses room 2. So there's still people who believe.
because she still believes in conversion.
I got a first one.
But let's come back to
Pitumetsi says, "Here I am, God, arms wide open, pouring out my life, graceful, broken." Okay, that's one. Pastor Sergio says, no, he's talking about the fear. Ongezu says, "In you, O Lord, I put my trust." Tabang says, "My heart, my soul, I give control, consume from the inside out." Next, Cabello says, no, she's not talking. I'll take the first 3. Now, the first 3 people that actually wrote down their chorus. Now, I want you, without cheating, without
cheating.
cheating,
He's saying he's honest.
without
No,
cheating,
yeah, of course.
without cheating, the first 3 that actually gave us their songs, I want you to write down your favorite Bible verse, but not the caption. Write it down.
And
Should
if
they
you
comment
don't
there?
read the Bible, send us like a sentence from a book which you enjoyed reading.
This is going to be interesting because it's amazing how the chorus, it came just like that. Your favorite Bible scripture, not the caption. Don't give me Psalms chapter. No, write it down, and at the end you put the caption.
I have a very interesting what you call this quote. It says, "The fears we don't face become our limits."
Face your fears.
You face your fears, you overcome your fears, you overcome the limits which bind you to a certain lifestyle, a certain situation in life.
My point here today of bringing the theme science, that's because there are a lot of people that they don't want to acknowledge that they are afraid, they are proud, they are depressed, they are this, they are that. Reason why I'm talking about science. That's why I even started talking about myself, my fears. Obviously, bringing the positive side anyway. But the reason why we are talking about science today, I might mention here groups, and maybe the pastors that are with me here will mention groups that I haven't selected. It will come to your mind now. It's good that you can talk about. But the program of today, the message, all that we are doing here today is to help you who actually have the science. I mean, if one looks at you, if one not to scrutinize, well, we'll check your Facebook, your social media platforms. Scrutinize like going deep. I mean, going on, checking your life and checking your social media platform and your daily life, that you do things. When you find out that there are signs, there are signs, they're clear. Sometimes at school, sometimes in the house, in the workplace, the signs are clear that one is depressed. The signs are clear that one is proud. The sign is clear. Like when one is sick, like the corona. Let's talk about the corona. I don't want to talk about the corona, but anyway, the signs of that shows one has coronavirus, which are fever, and you start coughing. Huh?
Yes.
What else?
Difficulty in breathing.
Yes. So that shows clearly. That show the signs that one, not that he has coronavirus, but he has to examine himself because he might have coronavirus. So he goes to a doctor.
Yes.
If you wake up in the morning, you look through the window and you see that there are dark clouds, that's a sign of what? Not saying it's going to rain, but since it's getting dark, it's a sign of what? Of rain. You're going to be there observing to see whether, it's a sign. So there are signs. And what we want you to do today is just to examine yourself. Is to analyze. We're going to talk about a few groups, some groups, maybe we are not going to mention which might be your case. But the point is we want the hangout of today to lead one to examine himself. And once he spots signs that can make him to realize that he needs help, he'll do what we are going to do today in program at the end. We're going to do a short prayer for you. And you're going to carry on with this prayer there at home, even after the program. But first, one has to examine himself, to analyze himself. I'm not sure if Vinicius is connected, if you'd be able to go live and talk about few signs. He could talk about his testimony. Maybe he could reply to me on Telegram, because I'm not quite sure if he could do that. If he can,
There's
he
no way.
he let me know. There's no way.
Not from there.
So anyway, he was talking to me about his testimony of today. So we spoke about fear. Do we have anything else that, because I don't know, this mind today with the riddles can go
Well,
far.
Can I answer mine?
Yes, please.
So I saw a lot of comments of people writing their favorite songs without no fear. And
Without no fear.
without no fear.
All right.
But then I looked and I searched for the first three that actually answered the quickest. And I only saw one who had no fear. And that is Tabang. And what I'm trying to show you here is how easy it is for one to, going back to that circle that you drew of
The
the
ant.
ant. You should never be afraid to actually explore what God can do for you. And why did I ask for your favorite verse? Because there are people who, through their hardship, through their pain, they leaned on that verse. And that verse was the reason why they came out from their problems. And before coming to the church, we would lean on many other things. And for example, I'll go back a few years back, many years ago, before coming to the church. And how people speak about depression, I will not really know what depression is from my side. Because back then, depression was like maybe going to your favorite song and playing. And my favorite song back then, I remember it was When Your Heart Was Broken. I remember Bishop Marcelo speaking about a song that he sang here. And it took me back to those days as well. That every time when a heart broken, you listen to that song. And I look at the youth today and I see they actually are stuck in that circle. And I don't see many answering with their favorite verse because they have not yet gotten that intimacy with God to realize that they don't need to be afraid with God. And I only see between the three that I picked up, the first three, I only see one that came back quickly and wrote it down without even doubting at all. So what do we see here? That your fear, it's going back to your riddle,
All the darkness.
You get it? All the darkness. And I think this is where we need to make the youth and those who are watching us for the first time to understand. We're not here trying to take you to any religious institution, but we are here to make you understand that when you remove that fear, you can do anything. I don't know if you understand where I'm
Fear
going.
is a limitation. It limits you. It sets the boundary. I don't know if you've seen the videos, especially on YouTube. You can see the videos of these guys who are like daredevils,
Yes.
who are willing to take crazy risks. Of course, that's a lack of fear or excess lack of fear, because what those guys do, like getting to the edge of buildings and, just to take a selfie on hoverboards, what they do is crazy. But what gives them the courage to do that is the fact that they overcome fear. And courage, which is the opposite of fear, it's not the lack of fear. This is what people need to understand. When we say he's courageous, it's not that he was not afraid, but it is the ability to overcome your fear. The fear is there, but the ability for you to overcome it. And fear is what? It's an emotion, it's a feeling.
Yes.
And the greatest mistake, a grave mistake a young person can commit is when they commit the mistake of allowing their feelings, their heart, to lead the decisions that they take in life. Hence the reason why we have so many young people who get hooked on drugs, because an emotion, because of the emotions which are aroused in the moment of under the influence of those drugs, getting high, getting wasted, getting drunk, at that moment, what they feel is what matters. And because they're not using their mind, they're not utilizing their intelligence, they forget the side effects of that, the side effects of using those drugs, the fact that they're going to get hooked on other drugs, the fact that their addiction is making them spend a lot of money, they're dependent on that. So you see, fear is so toxic. It's not only limited to allowing someone to reach their dreams financially or business wise or in their studies, but in every area. Fear is something which everyone needs to overcome. Otherwise, they will be, if we go back to that video of the ant. It was literally walking in circles, moving in circles. And why is that? Because the ant has no brain to think. It does not reason. And so is the donkey. It doesn't reason. It does not think. It's limited to that. It feels, it's bound by that.
Sorry, you said about toxic. Um, you know the reason why the ant actually doesn't cross the line, if I would put it scientifically speaking,
Yes.
is that it has to do with the chemical of the pen.
The pen, yeah.
Yes.
Yes, that's why it goes and yes, as you know. And now you're speaking about one being contaminated.
Yes.
If I can put it in that way, he's filled with fear because he was actually contaminated. His mind is filled with toxic thoughts, if I can put it in that way. Hence why he can't go any further.
It
It's
says,
amazing. Sorry about that. It's amazing how we were all, I say all, even those watching us, we were always courageous enough to do what is wrong. I don't know if you've ever noticed that. For example, how many times did your mom say, don't go out, and you went out?
I'll take risks.
You take risks. But then you knew that,
There would be consequences.
yes,
I was ready when I would come back, and the shambok was right behind the door. Actually, it was a broom. I remember till today so clear.
and
It was a broom right behind. Kiro.
and you look at people who read today, who are especially youth. I was speaking to somebody earlier today. It's amazing that the topic that we're speaking about, I was speaking to somebody who said that when I wanted to come closer to God, I always had a barrier that stopped me. That barrier was so toxic to the point that every time I became closer to God, it would draw me back. And when we look at what is happening with the youth today, we see that what is the toxic barrier in your life? Because it's easy for us to say fear. Many people say, okay, but I'm not afraid of anything. But when they dig deep, let's speak about what makes these youth remain in that toxic circle. For example, maybe somebody's watching us here now and says, okay, but Pastor, I want to give up my fear. My fear is masturbation. My fear is sexual thoughts. No one knows. My parents don't know because when you're doing all that, you're in the room alone.
mhm,
That's the group I was speaking in the beginning today. The ones of lost. They are getting lost inside of their own
Yes.
house.
In their own house.
They are getting lost inside of their own house.
Yes. And sometimes people say, okay, but I don't see Satan. I don't see the devil. But if you stop and think, I always make this example. Always think about that sexual thought that comes to your mind when you look at a lady. If you want to really beat this or break through this barrier, always have the eyes that you can see beyond. I always make this example. I always say to you, you'll understand. You have this attractive young lady and you really want to be close to her. But if the devil had to appear him the way she is or he is, would you do that?
definitely not. Hell no.
Baleka.
And that's where many people get it wrong. They don't want to see the reality. Just
It's just putting it in a plain and simple way for those who don't have this big issue of believing in God or devil. But it's looking at what you're going to do at that moment, indulging, but not thinking about the consequences,
yes.
the after effect. It's like we mentioned about the drugs. While somebody is under the influence, they enjoy the effects of what they're doing for that moment, but they don't see the bigger picture of things down the line. It's like this. You want to be the best sportsman, you want to be the best athlete, be it in running, be it in rugby, be it in cricket, be it in football, be it in Formula One, whatever sport, you need to be fit. You need to eat well, you need to drink well, you need to live a healthy lifestyle. So when an athlete, for example, let's use the Olympics or back to football, especially Messi being the best in the world, when he has to prepare for the World Cup, when he has to prepare for the World Cup or any other footballer, that main event, he is going to give the best of himself. How? Sacrificing his will. He wants to eat that shisangama there. He wants to enjoy himself in somehow. He wants to drink cold drink, have the best of that chocolate cake, and indulge. But because he foresees the effects of like what that's going to do in the day he'll be performing, His mind is, at that moment, his heart is there. I want to indulge. I want to eat. I want to have fun. I want to enjoy this food right now. But his mind is, I've got a match to play. I've got a major match I need to play and I want to win. And when a young person thinks like this, I want to win, I want to succeed, I want to be great in my life, he's not focused on the effects of enjoying life right now. He thinks about tomorrow, about his future.
And it's amazing what Rose actually says here. Rose says, I was always afraid to let go of my friends who were toxic because I was afraid. I didn't know what would be their reaction, but I kept being afraid. I would like for you to complete what you did next, because if you're not afraid to post this type of comment, I would like Rose CBC to actually complete. What did you do? Because this is what many people go through. And going back to the person I was speaking to today, it's amazing that the person would say, I really wanted to be free. But every time I decided I'm giving up, this toxic ring of problems would increase even more. The temptation would be even more.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm listening to what you're saying here now, Pastor Mike, and about the fear, the video that you showed, and how many youth do they find themselves in this situation where they want to give up, but they don't.
It's the mind.
The mind.
It's the mind.
The mind.
See, that's what caught my attention on that video. The reason why I played for them caught my attention is that, man, I was asking myself why the ant does not just cross the line.
Yes.
Because there are no obstacles. It's not a wall. I'm not putting my hands there and like, okay, the ant, I'm not putting another paper or a piece of cardboard or you name it. It's just a line thrown by a pen. I mean, a pen, a simple pen. It's not magic. It's not, you name it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And when watching the video and observing the ant, that's what came to my mind. Many young people like this. There are no obstacles. But why they don't simply just cross the line? Is the mind. And there comes the groups that we are talking today. There is another one here. I separated here.
Yes.
Identity crisis. Identity crisis. The signs of one who is part of this group is like one who is always questioning himself. Why I was born? Because he feels like a failure. I was listening to you were talking about if one wants to be a very successful soccer player, he has to sacrifice and so on. Yes, there are young people that they began that journey of sacrifice. But when they engage themselves, or rather say, they fall in this trap, in this group here, identity crisis. And now they start getting lost. They start getting confused. Why I was born? Why they don't like me? Why I don't fit in this group? Why I can't be part of that? Why this? Why that? They always questioning their own existence. Why they were born? Because now they are failing here, they are failing that. And I'm sorry, I have to bring back the video of the ant. If we keep talking here, we're going to find out that most of these groups that we spoke and we will be talking about, they're all actually related to the video of the ants.
We have a comment here from Cabello. He says, we fear because we are sure our worries will become a reality. In brackets, negative faith. That's very true. Just before we carry on talking about the identity crisis, I promised the second riddle.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Let's get our brains frying here today. Those of you who haven't been going to school, I'm taking you back to school. Do we have the second riddle ready? Can we go for it? Yo, maths.
I was top on that.
Then
were you top, Pastor Mike?
Then
how are you in maths, Pastor Michael?
Horrible, a disaster.
Yeah.
Especially because I would run away from school in those days,
Banking, busy banking.
That's it, but I wasn't in the church. I was in the YPG. I was a double up guy, and I would run away.
Which subjects were you good at?
Can you change the question? Can you ask which subject I wasn't? Because then I can just answer one or two. But if you go to the one that I was good, Maybe you can ask me which one I liked.
Which one did you like the
You
most?
see, it sounds much better, né?
Yeah,
Much
which
easier
one
to
did you
answer.
Okay, or better said, which one did you hate less?
Hate less. No,
Yes.
let's put it that way. We might have teachers watching us and lectures. No, I like history. I
That's
like
true.
Portuguese. Brazil,
Okay.
studying
Pastor Mac,
Portuguese.
which subjects were you into?
And I was into math,
Yes.
accounting, business, economics,
Physics.
No, not physics. Never believed in physics or science and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
By the way, there's a comment here. Tati Teixeira, te amo, meu filho. Ana e Maicon. Pastor
There we
Maicon's
go.
mom is
Hi,
watching
mommy.
online.
Wow.
Oh, mommy's boy.
So let's
Not actually.
let's read
She's
the
just
riddle.
connected online.
People are already answering.
Are they
yeah, yeah.
answering? Let's go to the riddle.
He's
Sorry.
diverting.
I got
from the riddle.
distracted.
Back to the riddle.
16, 6, 68, 88, question mark, 98. What is the, question
Missing
mark?
number.
Yeah, what is the missing number?
What is the missing number?
Pastor Mac, you said you were good in maths. Do you have the answer for us?
You didn't even give me a chance to even look at it.
Oh, it's here. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Already, just on the dot like that.
It's been here.
Oh, okay.
This is the second riddle.
I see people already answering.
I want to see. Those of you who are bunking maths right now.
And that's another fear.
You're feeling it.
That's another fear.
Another fear, no?
Yeah, the fear group it includes many others that I have separated here. But the fear one is I would say the major.
I'm seeing the comments of people here. They're putting emojis closing their eyes. I believe that's what you do in the classroom, eh? You who's still in school.
If you don't mind, the emojis. I was talking to a group today of young people about this. It's actually to express
Yes.
how you are today or how you have been the lockdown these days. If you don't mind, maybe along with the answer that you believe is the right one, could you put an emoji there on how you feel today or on how you have been feeling these days in the lockdown? I was thinking about this today because the emoji, I even asked a group of young people to reply to me. I sent them a message and I asked them, wow, reply there how, if you would be an emoji.
Look at what Dudu says. Dudu Zile says, wow, she's so confident. If I am wrong, I am leaving this group.
What? I need to find those
I need to
comments.
find the
Just
Screenshot.
the fear.
Wow.
Pastor Mac, what is the answer from you? What do you think the answer is?
No. I'll be lost.
Oh, but then he's
No,
he just said that the expert of
At least try, Pastor Mac. Can we have the picture there again? The question there again, excuse me. Just try. Look there, Pastor Mac. 16, 06, 68, 88, question mark, 98, full stop. What is the question mark? What is the missing number there? Wow, I'm having some interesting
answers.
Walelo says, Matt, yo. Sinazo says 8. Bernard says 8. Jessica says 128. Nkululego says 78. Solofellow says 78. Itumeleng says 96. YPG Kahiso connected. Tribe of Gad. Numbers are maths to me. Okay. Pilani says 78. The numbers are 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, but upside down. Tammy says 76 or 78. She's not certain. By the way, you give us the answer, but tell us how you got that answer.
You got the answer, yes.
Please, 88. The answer is 78, 78, 78. Others are copying. You see, you guys start these vibes at school of copying, and now you want to bring it in the YPG. I caught on. The handwritings are all the same here, you know. Did you ever be in that situation? They're all the same.
No. Excuse me. I need to understand this. The handwriting?
Yes. In school, we would get a guy. I don't know if you ever did this. Assuming you used to bunk a lot. I don't know if you ever did this, Pastor Mac, where you never did your homework and you get someone to do your homework for you.
Yes.
And then obviously the way to catch on is that guy, well, not to catch on, the guy would have to change his handwriting. But some teachers, they would see through the handwriting that this was copied. Yes. Have you done that before? You paid someone to do your assignments,
Do I have to answer that live on Facebook?
Yes.
Yes, I did.
And don't deny your mother's watching.
Yeah.
Well, people are giving some interesting answers here. 87.
87.
I'm still looking for the answer of
38.
Yeah, it seems that is 87.
or 78.
Can I give the answer?
Please.
You can put the answer there on the screen, please, since time is not much on our side. The answer is 78.
Yeah, boy, yes.
All of the numbers, when read upside down, are numbers 86 to 91. Please put back the question there, just so people understand. If you take that and you read it upside down, it's 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes,
Got
correct.
it.
And just to give you a very good description, it says the closest possible digit I found similar to inverted 7 is L.
Hmm.
Again, invert the sequence upside down, you will find 16, 06, 68, 88, L8, 98.
Wow.
Only the mathematicians will be able to understand that.
Rose answered.
No, the answer is correct.
Yeah, quite a few people got it,
Got it right.
correct.
Yes.
I don't know if they were copying from the others legit or if they just, got it right. My point here is that regardless of your emotions, regardless of what you feel, the answer, you will only get it when you use your mind, when you use your intellect. Your feelings have nothing to do with what the answer is. Your emotions have nothing to do with what the answer is or was. What was needed for you to get this answer was for you to think. And if you took and you tackled all the obstacles, be it depression, a rejection from a family member at home, a past experience, a resentment of pain that is inside of you, and hence the reason why you perhaps have turned to drugs, to alcohol. Perhaps you've resorted to having a bunch of boyfriend blessers. You're a slay queen. So you have that for the status. You want to appear to others. The battery's low. It's going off there. But don't worry, guys. We're still here. We're still here. We got you guys. Don't worry.
We're
Just
still here.
We like lives.
listen to the voice. Yeah, it's clearly
That's
live,
what-
guys. You can see.
I'm going to ask Pastor Michael to read the answer of Rose. Remember Rose?
Hmm.
That we asked her to actually give us details
Yes.
on how she got to that point of, she said that one of them was her friends, right?
Yes. That was her fear to give up her
Of her
friends.
So we'll just go back live. I want everybody to actually see us live while we're at answering Rose. I like what she says.
Uh-huh.
It goes back to the riddle. It wasn't a riddle. It was just a fear. And it's what I was talking about, the verse where people actually believe in that verse. That's their life. Are we back on?
No, not yet.
No.
But
Don't worry, you.
just concluding,
Yeah.
it goes back to what we were speaking even last week. The happiness of many is limited by the fear of them taking that step of being who they need to be. They want to enjoy for now. Goes back to the athlete and the long list of examples we can give. You want to enjoy now, but you're not considering your future. What is that going to do for your tomorrow? What that's going to do for your future? Where is that going to lead you for tomorrow? So use your mind. You got the answer because you used your mind. The answer, the solution to this challenge, to this issue which you are facing in life is when you use your mind and you no longer use your emotions. When you stop using your emotions, your feelings, and you just take decisions based on your feelings. I feel like doing this. I enjoy it. I'm getting drunk, I'm getting wasted, I'm getting high, I'm having sex with everybody, I'm sleeping around, I'm living my life wildly, but I'm not thinking about the consequences of where this is going to lead me tomorrow.
And we would like to actually read what Rose actually said. And I like what she says. Pastor Jonathan, going back to what you just said now. It says, I had to face that of leaving my toxic friends. It was a matter of facing that fear, of course, with understanding the strength I have as a young person. She was supposed to say young person. Through the word of God, I write to you, young men, because you are strong. Because you are strong. This is exactly what she did. She believed in that word that God spoke to her. She believed that she was strong, and that led her to remove the fear.
And that belief is not a feeling. That belief is a certainty that's inside of her.
Yes.
And those who are in the identity crisis, they have no belief. They switch identities because of what they feel, where they are. It's like a chameleon. If you look at a chameleon switches background, or rather switches color according to the environment, according to the background. And we have many young people who are like a chameleon, many young people who they are limited to their environment. They are limited to what's going on in their surrounding. And this is why they have this identity crisis. They're stuck, addicted to masturbation, addicted to pornography. Bishop was speaking here about pornography the other day, and the amount of comments we received of men speaking about the issue of pornography, of masturbation, because it's something which usually it's not even introduced to someone. No one will say, go and masturbate. Generally doesn't happen. One learns on his own, but his conscience tells him this is not what I should be doing. This doesn't bring me pleasure. It brings me a temporary pleasure, but it does not take me to where I am trying to. And many young people, they want to get somewhere, and they're so lost. They're like that ant, dizzy, moving from. They're so limited to that confinement, limited to the world that they have built, limited to the world of pornography, limited to the world of masturbation, limited to the world of fornication, the world of drugs, limited to not believing in themselves, complexes, like Pastor was saying about the pen, which releases a smell, a toxin, which the ant, becomes dizzy by. What's making you dizzy perhaps are those friends which you carry with you. You know that what they dare you to do, it's the hashtag challenge, and everybody accepts. Now we've got what we've been seeing now, the pillow challenge. You expose your body. You're a young lady. You expose yourself simply because others are doing. You've limited yourself inside of that circle.
You're like the ant.
You're like the ant. And the worst thing is that you have a brain to think, the ant doesn't.
Yeah.
You have a brain. You have a brain. You've got a mind. You were given a mind. You are intelligent, but you've put your intelligence on hold. You've stored it away, and you are using your emotions.
You see, the devil cannot actually read our minds, but he is there observing, watching your behavior, observing how you behave on daily basis. And if he finds the signs of fear, of doubt, anxiety, and the list goes on, that's when he starts taking advantage and working in your life, like we saw the video there.
Yes.
Of the ant.
Stuck.
What makes me revolted is that God has given us free will. Has given us free will. I want to make it clear. Your decisions, your choices, God has given you free will. And obviously, there'll be consequences. You are taking decisions and your choices without thinking about tomorrow, about the consequences. A lot of young people, they say, I'm young, I want to enjoy my youth. I'm sorry to say that. Go ahead. But I'm warning you, there'll be consequences. And tomorrow, you're going to cry. You're going to get yourself in trouble.
Can I add on that, Pastor?
Yes, please.
Sometimes people only look at and they think it will never be a consequence in my life. Just think about what you're saying. Identity crisis. Every time I speak to a young man, and I would like to even ask them to comment, how many young men who are watching us right now who had chondros?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe you're asking, chondros? Yeah, you had long hair and you had chondros. How many of you had chondros?
Like Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, like Snoop Dogg. Thank you so much, Snoopy Doo.
I'm going back.
I was trying to picture here.
Yeah. But now he's called Snoop Not Lion, apparently.
Yes.
He's no longer.
How many of you, because of an identity crisis, you had so many identities, and one of them was having chondros? Why I'm asking this question? Many look at me today. Look, for example, I don't have hair anymore. That's the consequence of chondros.
Okay. No.
Serious. Moral of the story, if you want to have hair, don't do cornrows.
But so the signs are clear that one needs help.
Yeah.
It's up to you. Our time is short. I see now. I'm not sure about how much time we have.
We don't have any more time.
We don't have time anymore. So we are going to pray now. You who is there at home and you say, I am getting lost. I'm getting lost at home in my own house. I have lost my identity. I have lost, I'm getting lost. I'm deeping myself in pornography, in different addictions. I lost my mind. I'm taking wrong decisions. You're getting lost. We spoke a lot here, different groups, more than enough. You who is watching us and you feel like that ain't. That ain't. Though God has given you free will, you know, there are no obstacles. The problem is in sight, but you feel like that ain't. That the devil can easily control you. Can easily, he draw. He
Draws.
He draws.
Yeah.
The cycle. And you
Circle.
are the inside.
Mhm.
You feel like you can't take it anymore. You're getting lost at home.
I'm sorry to cut you. And many young people, they are the ones drawing their own limitations. They are drawing their own circle. They're drawing it every time they don't believe they can make it. They're drawing, there are others who are the victims. They are victims, excuse me, of their own thoughts, of their own mind. They themselves become their worst enemy. They don't even need enemies
Yeah.
because they themselves they create that circle. I'll never make it. I was born in a poor family. I was born poor. I'm going to die poor. Nobody in my family ever graduated. Nobody made it in life. I'm like this. I was abused when I was young. I was rejected by my mom, by my father. I never had a father figure. You are drawing that right now. So we are going to pray for those of you who want to break the barrier of your limitations. Those of you who want to break the barrier of who you have been. You are in this identity crisis, but you want to take the identity of a winner, of a champion. You want to take the identity of somebody who has personality, a visionary. A visionary is not a visionary because of what he feels. He's a visionary because of what he believes. He does not see, but he believes. He takes that first step. And that's what we want to pray for you right now.
Yes.
So there where you are, close your eyes, please. Pastor John is going to start the prayer here. I will also pray for you. Then Pastor Mike will end the prayer. Close your eyes there where you are.
My Father, we have way too many young people stuck because of the limitations, the boundaries they have set for themselves, because of past experiences, because of emotions, because of drugs, because of the bad influence of friends. And once again, in search of one thing which every human being wants, happiness. Yet they are so distant from it. It's as if the more they attempt to reach it, the further they drift away from it. I ask you to reach out to them right now and give them courage, my Lord. As you told Joshua, we are repeatedly telling them, be strong and courageous, that fear will be there, but give to them the courage to overcome the fear and become who you want them to become. This we determine right now.
My Lord, there are a lot of young people that they're getting lost right inside of their own house, in their own room. They're getting lost, especially when they go online, on WhatsApp groups, on Facebook, Instagram, or any other social media platforms. They get lost. The devil easily influences them to take wrong choices, to do wrong decisions. My Lord, just like the Bible talks about the parable of that woman, the day that she realized she lost that coin, that drachma, the coin, she had no peace inside of her, but she was searching for the lost coin day and night. And that is you, my Lord Jesus, today, searching for the lost. There are a lot of young people listening to us, they're lost. Others will see this message later and will realize that they're lost. And my God, I'm sure that you want to rescue, you want to help them, you are in search of those who are lost. But for them to be found, one has to realize that they're lost, they're in need of help. They have to realize and understand through the signs that they need help. Holy Spirit, work inside of their mind right now. Help them to overcome their fears, their doubts. My Lord, the thoughts, the conflict that there is inside of them, there is a battle, there is a war inside of them. Help them to overcome it right now. Go inside of this person, remove the bad thoughts, the idea that the devil has whispered to them, And now they're feeding it inside of them. They're feeding those bad thoughts day and night. And that is leading them to be a slaver of the devil. Very similar, my Lord, to the video that we recently saw of the ants. So I pray that you may enable them right now, my Lord, to overcome those thoughts. There where you are, in the name of the Lord Jesus, be free right now. Be free. Be free. You have realized, you saw the signs, you understood you need help. Right now, God reaches you and He helps you to overcome. Be free from those bad thoughts right now in the name of the Lord Jesus.
My Lord, as your servant has declared, let your youth, young man, you young woman, be free right now. Let the Spirit of God open your spiritual eyes for you to see beyond what is in front of you right now. My Lord, I declare by faith that through this broadcast, your people will be able to realize that you have been with them. Remove them from this toxic relationship. Remove them from this toxic friendship. I pray, my Lord, for this young man who's going through a difficulty to give up his addiction. It might be an addiction of alcohol. It might be addiction of pornography. It might be addiction of always wanting something that he cannot have or she have. I ask that you reach them out here today and set them free. Let them find redemption. Let them find you, my God. And most importantly, my Father, let them find the true identity that we all seek, and that is your face. So honor and bless each and every one of them in Jesus' name. And if you believe where you are, you may say amen.
That's it. If you want to, you need to talk to someone. You need to break silence. You need to vent. You need to talk to someone. You can call our helpline right now. We also have the WhatsApp number. I don't know if we can have the picture on the screen of the WhatsApp number. I'm sure it has also the website of the church on that picture, if I'm not mistaken. I saw it. It has the website. It has the WhatsApp number. Everything it's in there. You can call right now the WhatsApp number. They can inbox the WhatsApp. What else we have? The Facebook.
Yes, UCKG SA. That's where you're going to find, you'll catch up with all the services. Tomorrow, 9 a.m., Bishop Marcelo is going to be here. For those of you who want to grow spiritually, then you are going to catch up on the study of Revelation and thereafter the Q&A session. Last but not least, before we go, well, we are going to go, but I want to leave one more riddle there. We won't even answer. I won't be there. I just wanted to be there, posted, and I want to see on the comment section the answers.
When are we going to answer?
When we're done here.
Okay.
As soon as we finish, go straight to that riddle, the last one. I want to see people getting. This one is difficult.
Okay.
This one is spicy.
So do we have the?
Yes.
You're going to speak over. Do
Well,
we have a picture?
no, we're done. We're done. I'm done. I want to see the answers on the comments.
Oh, okay. The last. I thought you had another one.
Yes, there is another one.
You have another one.
But I don't want to answer it now online. I mean, on air. I want to see it from the comments. Let's go.
So what's the next one?
We finish and then he's gonna post it there.
All right, got it.
I am signing out. I want to see it on the comment section.
So stay connected. Until next time, God bless you all.
God bless you all.